this video, we are going to look at an introduction to Google Presentations. This is a very powerful tool that can be used for more than just slideshows, but as a container for learning, assessment, and collaboration. I'm at my Google Drive. You can always access your drive from this black toolbar in any of the Google Apps suite. So I'm going to select Create and Presentation. The first time you open a presentation, you'll have an option for various backgrounds. So you can select one that you do like that seems to work for you. I'll select this one. And it begins to load my new presentation. First thing that you'll want to do is name your presentation. This is important so that you'll be able to locate it later in your drive. And select OK. So as you look through your toolbar, I do encourage you to look at all of these menus options after a while, but let's look at the basics. Anytime you would like to change your background again, you can go in here. Perhaps you decide that in this case you like a little bit different one, so you can play around with these, alter them a little bit. This button is where you choose your layout of your slide. You can go back if you decide to change to a different theme, and we'll look at transitions a little bit later. Next, let's look at how to add text on a slide. I'm going to click there, and as I click on that button, you'll see as I toggle off of it, the menu changes, and when I toggle into it, I get these word processor types of buttons. Many of these will be very familiar to you, so we'll just take a quick look at them. Let's say that you type the name there. Notice that you can, just like a Word document, you can select a different font for that. You can select a different size. You can boldface, italicize, so on. Change the colors. Um, as you work along here, you'll notice that there's line spacing options, there's alignment options, bullet options, and indent options. So I think these will be very user-friendly and you can quickly adapt to those. Next, let's look at how to add another slide. There are several options. You can go under the slide menu to add a new slide, to duplicate a slide, or delete a slide. You can also click on this red plus here to add a slide. And you can also hit this down arrow to add a slide with a certain layout. So as you go along, that's a very quick way to add slides. Next, let's look at the Insert menu because this is a very basic set of functions that you'll use a lot. One of the things that you can insert is a text box. So you just draw it where you would like it and type in what you want. And of course, you can manipulate it just as you would like. Notice that we have a back or undo, and we have the redo. So you can always make changes if need be. Okay, let's look at the next insert option, and let's insert an image. First, you'll have to get an image. I've done a search here of frog. And you always want to cite where you get your pictures, even if they are public domain. So I'm getting it from www.aquariumofpacific.org. Going back into my presentation, I've downloaded this to my computer desktop. So I'm going to select image. I can drag the image here, or I can choose the image to upload from my desktop. So I'll locate it here. There it is. Open it. And there it is. And it is on this slide. You can notice you can resize your image. similar to what you do in a, say, a PowerPoint or a Word document. Make it however you would like to. This would be a great student exercise to put some text boxes on top, to be able to label the parts of a frog. I think that would be great. Let's look at another option as well. So I'm going to go back to Insert, and maybe this time I would like to draw an arrow. So I'm going to select that as one of my options and draw an arrow here. Notice as you draw the arrow, it gives you some other options as well. So I've clicked on that. Let's see what we have here. You can change the arrowhead, for example, or the ending for it. You can always change the lines. Let's change the line color, make it red. Let's change the weight, make it a bigger weight. So you can do that. And it looks like we don't need um, both arrowheads there. Oops. Okay, that works. Just flip that around. Um, so we're pointing towards the head. So then let's go back to Insert. This time let's try some word art. I won't do this right now, but notice you have shapes that you can add, other arrows, callouts, equations. So let's select word art and type head. This would be just so great for students who have to do some research and produce some information based on that research. Again, you have some options here as far as the color of the word art and the weight and so on. So these are some powerful items you can insert. Notice you can also insert video, tables, animations, links, quite a few options there that you can play around with and explore as you become more advanced in creating Google presentations. There are several more things I'd like to share with you, and then you'll have all the basics for Google presentations. Notice that you can click on a slide and select transition. And this will help you to move between slides. You have several choices there. So you can select transitions, you can select the speed, and you can even apply them to all slides if you'd like to have them be uniform. Okay, so there's one other very cool tool that I want you to see here, and that is um, under Tools. Tools Research. So students can actually do research within Google Presentation while they are creating their slideshow. So what a great and powerful way for them to start to create presentations based on research. Not that you would necessarily want to limit it to this, but this was a great way to get started. The last thing I want to show you, several things here. You can also have students work together to create their presentations, and they can add comments on their presentations to each other, where the teacher can create comments. And this share button will show you how they can be shared. So they can be shared with the teacher, with other students, or you can select for them to be viewable in Chicago Public Schools domain or for those with the link. So with this you have the basics for setting up a Google presentation, and as you see there are many different applications for this in teaching and learning. Thank you.